Have you ever wondered why you were born into this specific family with that particular father and this particular mother?
This is the Enneagram Matrix podcast, revealing the hidden connections between your personality patterns and your path of purpose. And now, your host and creator of Pi 9 Purpose Intelligence, Steph Becker.
Have you ever wondered why you were born into this specific family with that particular father and this particular mother? Maybe you've got siblings you adore and others, well, let's just say the jury's still out on those ones. Maybe you were adopted and part of you wonders if the world rejected you before you even had a chance. Maybe you grew up feeling like you landed in the completely wrong family, like somehow the universe made a cosmic filing error and you ended up with people who just don't get you at all. Here's what I find fascinating. However your family story unfolded, you ended up in this exact situation, in this specific country, facing obstacles that seem almost like personally designed to push your buttons over and over again. Now, here's what most people believe, and this might sound familiar. Life is random. Bad things just happen. We are victims of circumstance. Good luck, bad luck. Somebody rolled the dice, and here we are, trying to make the best of whatever hand we got dealt. But what if I told you that that's completely backwards? Here's what I've discovered after decades of integrating Eastern philosophy with Western psychology. Your soul, or Purusha, as it is called in Sanskrit, your eternal consciousness, if you prefer, specifically chose the challenges you are encountering in this lifetime. Not just the challenges, by the way, the good stuff too, of course, the smooth rides, the happy moments. You deserve them all. But here's what I find really interesting. Your personality type has crystallized into what you are today to help you navigate these exact challenges so you can learn what you came here to learn. And today I'm going to show you why fighting against your life circumstances is actually fighting against your own soul's curriculum, and how understanding these changes everything about personal growth. So, here's what keeps most people stuck in endless struggle. We've been conditioned to believe that a good life means avoiding difficulty, making everything as comfortable as possible. And let me tell you, entire industries are built around this idea. Our remote controls, Amazon's same-day delivery, our climate-controlled everything. The whole world seems designed to eliminate any trace of discomfort. But here's the thing, and this might be completely astounding or even flip your perspective. Every single challenge you're facing right now is precisely what your soul added to the menu for this lifetime. This difficult relationship, that career frustration, that family pattern that drives you absolutely nuts, these aren't random obstacles. They're your menu items. Here's an exercise for you. Imagine you were an eternal being who had already lived multiple lifetimes and you wanted to develop specific qualities to enter the select club of guardian angels. Now, the problem is that to be part of that club, you would need unshakable courage, deep compassion, age-old wisdom, and endless patience, because your assignments as a guardian angel will require that exact curriculum. How would you do it? Would you choose an easy life where nothing and nobody are challenging you? Or would you want the chef of the soul ministry department to design challenging menu items that push you to grow? Life circumstances, situations, and challenges that will help you develop exactly what you would need to earn your guardian angel wings first class. Here's what I've observed working with people across all 9 Enneagram types. The people who struggle most are those fighting against their life circumstances instead of embracing them. Don't get me wrong, from the outside, both look almost identical. Both groups are struggling, both are fighting, oft even suffering. But the person who understands and embraces the struggle willingly, with purpose, well, they come out victorious and reach new levels. The person struggling against it, they just increase the pain and with it their karmic balance sheet, while staying exactly where they are. Their challenge will come back on the menu later in this life or in the next life. Here are some examples to help you better understand how this actually plays out. Take a type 3, the achiever. This one grew up with an absent father. Here's the thing, that wasn't some cosmic accident. That type 3 soul looked at the menu and said, hey, give me the absent father experience. That'll force me to figure out on my own version what achievement really means. And here's what's fascinating. I know this personally. As a type 3, my father died when I was 9. And that experience made me find my own path of what success looked like for me. With my father present, I might just have ended up taking over the family bakery. But instead, look at what I'm doing right here and right now. Or take a type 4, the individualist, who grew up feeling like they never quite fit in anywhere. Their soul looked at the menu and said, hey, give me the outsider experience. That'll teach me how to help other people who feel like they don't belong. Because who better to guide someone through feeling different than someone who's lived it their whole life? Here's another one, a type 9, the peacemaker. This time, somebody who grew up in a house full of conflict and drama. Their soul said, give me the chaos experience. That'll force me to become a master at bringing people together because, when you've spent your childhood navigating family wars, you develop incredible skills for helping others find common ground and peace. This is the core message I want you to remember. You've chosen who you are today, and you are choosing who you will become next. With each thought, each word, each action that you take today, you are forging your next menu of life. But here's where most people get stuck. They resist their soul's curriculum. Instead of asking, what is this experience trying to teach me? They ask, how do I get rid of it? Where's the exit door? Am I right? Isn't that what we all do? We try to avoid the unpleasant, the uncomfortable, the burdensome. Instead of developing the qualities our challenges are designed to build, we spend all our energy trying to escape the very experiences that would transform us. So let me share what changes everything. Understanding that consciousness, or your soul, transcends individual lifetimes. Whether you call it karma, eternal consciousness, rebirth, or soul evolution, the evidence from ancient wisdom traditions and modern consciousness research points to something that can't be simply dismissed. Here's what's going on. Consciousness continues beyond physical death, carrying forward the lessons and qualities developed in each lifetime. Now, this isn't just spiritual philosophy for cocktail party conversation. Understanding consciousness as eternal has very practical implications for how you approach your current challenges. Here's what the ancient yoga masters discovered. Your soul reviews what qualities it needs to develop, then chooses the perfect circumstances, family, country, relationships, skills, to make that growth possible. And if that's even remotely true, what does that say about your Enneagram type? If current life circumstances are the result from past actions, then our psychology can't be random either. Your psychological makeup, expressed through your Enneagram core type, subtype, wings, and much more, may very well be the precise structure your soul needs to navigate the challenges it had the courage to tackle in this lifetime. Let me give you another example from the Yoga Sutras, those profound psychological and spiritual teachings written down some 2,500 years ago. Patanjali, the author of what's called the Yoga Sutras, writes about Samskaras, which are deep impressions left on our consciousness by past experiences. These impressions shape our patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving in this life, and create tendencies that carry forward to future lifetimes. The key insight here is your current challenges are specifically designed to help you recognize and transform your limiting samskaras once and for all. Here's another example. Let's say you've carried forward a pattern of avoiding conflict across multiple lifetimes. Life after life, you were presented with opportunities to face conflict constructively, but you chose avoidance instead. Yes, we absolutely have the freedom to reject life lessons, but this comes with a price. Listen to this. What happens if you continue to avoid what you're supposed to learn? Well, your freedom to avoid becomes more limited. Life puts you in situations where there are fewer ways out, where challenges become harder to overcome. And what's our usual response when this kind of hardship strikes in our life? Oh, life is so unfair. Why me? Why are the cards stacked against me all the time? Bad answer. Wrong insight. I'm sorry to break it to you, but life isn't Monopoly, where you can draw a get-out-of-jail-free card. On the contrary, we truly deserve to reap what we've sown with our thoughts, words, feelings, and actions accumulated across lifetimes and continuing to do so in this one, unless, of course, you engage in what's called inner work. Here's what we need what we need instead. Stop complaining. Stop finger pointing. We need to become brutally honest with ourselves. The person responsible for everything that happens to you in this life is looking straight at you in the bathroom mirror every morning. When we look at the Enneagram from this angle, we suddenly realize we have an incredible opportunity to bring purpose into our lives. Understanding our Enneagram matrix shows you exactly what qualities your soul is inviting you to develop in this lifetime. And here's what I find most fascinating. When we integrate Enneagram wisdom from the West with Yoga Sutras wisdom from the East, we have a practical, step-by-step method for transforming personal challenges into success stories. Let me give you another example. Say you're a type 6, the loyalist. Your soul's plan for this life may involve developing inner security and trust in your own wisdom. The challenges you condemn, job instability, relationship uncertainty, family dysfunction, are all designed to help you develop these exact qualities. Fighting against your circumstances wastes the opportunity. Working with them skillfully accelerates your growth in leaps and bounds. Once you realize your challenges aren't random obstacles but precisely designed curriculum, your entire relationship with difficulty changes. Instead of, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what is this teaching me? What am I invited to learn? And here's the good news. Your Enneagram matrix has the solutions built in. The only thing required is courage and determination to do the work. Now, I'm not saying this path is easy. Facing our patterns takes serious courage. It's relentless, repetitive work, but when you stop fighting your soul's curriculum and start working with it, growth accelerates dramatically. And here's how this works in practice. First, you need to understand your complete Enneagram matrix, not just your core type, but your stress patterns, growth directions, and the whole integrated system. The matrix shows you exactly what qualities your soul is trying to develop through your personality structure. Second, you reframe every challenge as curriculum rather than obstacle. That difficult boss, maybe they're showing you where you need to develop boundaries specific to your type. That family pattern that triggers you, maybe it's revealing what emotional regulation skills your soul wants you to master. That career uncertainty, maybe life is pushing you to develop the trust and inner guidance your type needs to cultivate. And here's where the Yoga Sutras come in. While the Enneagram shows you who you are and what to work on, Patanjali's method shows you how to transform challenges into wisdom. Let me give you another concrete example. Let's say you're a type 1, the perfectionist. Dealing with chaotic circumstances, your habitual reaction is to try controlling everything. But instead of going into control mode, the Yoga Sutras teach you to develop the perfect observer perspective. You learn to apply your perfectionist skills to mastering detachment from the chaos itself. The result? You discover that outer chaos has no hold on you when you've developed inner stability. Now you control the mind instead of the other way around. Here's another example. If you're a type 7, the enthusiast, feeling trapped in routine, your reaction is to escape into distraction. But instead of chasing the next shiny object, the Yoga Sutras teach dharana, sustained, focused attention on a single point. This might sound like torture to a 7, but here's the genius. You learn to apply your natural enthusiasm to the practice of focus itself. You become fascinated by how deep you can go into one thing, turning depth into adventure. You discover infinite variety within sustained attention instead of constantly needing new stimulation from the surface. The transformation? You develop what type 7s most need, finding richness in depth, rather than finding variety in jumping from one thing to the next. You're using your enthusiastic energy to master concentration, instead of letting scattered attention master you. Growth becomes steady and efficient because you're addressing root patterns instead of treating surface symptoms. And most importantly, you start trusting your life circumstances because you understand they're purposefully designed for your development. If you're listening to this for the first time and haven't yet taken our free Enneagram Matrix assessment, visit enneagramkeys.com at the end of this show. The test I designed is composed of 5 separate assessments. It takes about 1 hour and 45 minutes to complete, and it reveals your complete psychological and spiritual blueprint. This isn't like those simple online quizzes. We've developed what many consider the most thorough personality assessment available. 5 integrated assessments that provide years of clarity and direction. The assessments show you exactly what qualities your soul is trying to develop through your personality structure, which makes working with your challenges so much more targeted and effective. And if you like practice as much as I do, your practice this week is meditation in our free 24/7 live stream sanctuary. To do so, go to YouTube and search for Valley of Guardians 24/7 Live Sanctuary, and you'll find our live stream running 24 hours a day. Sit with our global community or by yourself for 10 to 20 minutes, focusing on this specific question. What's my biggest challenge right now? What quality is it trying to help me develop? Now, don't try to solve or fix anything yet. This meditation is about developing clarity and insight. Just sit quietly and allow insights to emerge about your difficulties might be perfectly designed curriculum. Knowing others around the world are practicing with you makes this inquiry more powerful. Remember, your challenges are obstacles to your purpose. They are your purpose. Keep growing, keep discovering, and trust your soul's perfect curriculum. See you next week.